What's up, what's up, what's up? What's going on, people? How are y'all doing? We want to thank y'all for joining us. Welcome to another segment of Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. with my partner Ghost, and we're absolutely happy to bring you the first show of the 2018 year. That's just good to say. 2018, our first UFL Tough Talk show.
Another year, but even though it's another, sweet year that we're able to reach, thank God, for that and everything that was provided for us in, the past year. But we got more football coming. This week was, a competitive week. We have a lot of games that were close. One thing we also had this week was another week of bad weather, I would say. But the guys played through it. We still had some good games out there, and I can't wait to talk about them.
You got to know the grind, man. UFL, it's a grind. Season starts in the winter. It's going to be cold days. It's going to be rainy days. That's what's great about making it to the chip. You reminisce of all the grinding you took in order to get to that standpoint. And that's what makes the UFL a great league. And that's why guys that's made it to the chip can really appreciate the opportunity to be at that stage and playing in that point of the season. I'm wearing pink, representing all my females out there. You don't necessarily have to wear it a particular time of the year. Mm-hmm. We just showing love to all females out there, going through their own personal battles. And I just try to represent also the BQFL colors. You know what I mean? Definitely try to show love to all the females out there that may not get enough love showed to them.
Definitely, because I feel like there's so many out there that's unappreciated. They they go through a lot when it comes to women that take care of their families, take care of their kids, take care of their significant other, take care of their other relatives, handle work, juggle all of these things, and still go through a lot of judgment for a lot of things that they shouldn't be judged for. Absolutely. Things like that. And that's a bigger conversation that I'm glad that the nation and the world is starting to have about a lot of things that women go through that they really shouldn't.
Now let's jump into the nitty-gritty of football. We're going to jump into our first game. We want to talk about Rep City and 99 Problems. Rep City's coming off of a tie to F.O.E. 99 Problems coming off to 99 Problems, the Eastern Conference champs. Put some respect on their name. Mm-hmm. 99 Problems coming off of beating Y.M.M. Tell me what you've seen between both teams this season coming into this game.
I seen a Rep City team that even with a backup quarterback like Beasky, they're able to play well and compete. This team still has that energy coming from a lot of their guys that come here and play no matter who's at the helm at quarterback. They come, they play, they perform on both sides. I've seen some new guys on this team that show up and play very big on this team. The only thing that I think is an issue is they have trouble closing out games. For 3 games in a row, they were not able to close out the game. They either end up in a loss at the end of the game or with a tie last week. So these are things that they have to fix. Closing out the games, I think, is their biggest problem that they have this season.
Rep City, and I hear what you're saying. I believe the complete opposite. Rep City looks nothing like the team they looked last year. Their coach of the year is not here. Last year, this team had 1 loss last season. They got their first game this season. They're not the same team. Their best player, Rel, is down. Mm-hmm. He's been hurt. Izzy's not here for whatever internal reasons. He has not played with this team. He's not playing with this team this season. Hood has been here, but out of this is their 4th game. Hood made 1 game. We've seen Beasky throw. Beasky's been doing decent, but he's not coming away with wins. Really can't have found a way to win games. They just don't have enough playmakers. They're just not making enough plays to win the game, and they're not able, like you said, to close out games. This team is in trouble. This is a game that they have to win. And on the other side, 99 has been playing well. Other than the game that they gave away versus the Rebels.
Yeah.
This team right now is 2-1. Had they won that game, coming off of a huge win to Y.M.M. And that game versus Y.M.M, they were losing. They were losing that game.
Yeah.
And they found a way to come back and win it. So this 99 team is a serious team. I think you got to give them enough credit. Shannon, once again, being the man. But this team has not lost a beat losing their all-star Javon. And this will be kind of a big game because they're coming off of a win and they want to keep that winning going.
And the thing about this team that a lot of people, may look at them and say is that this is not a championship team that I have to worry about. They went to the championship, but are they a championship team that I'm afraid of? No, that's their opinion. But 99, is playing hard regardless of the criticism. They are finding ways to get things done. And the games that the only game they lost, it was a very close game that they just so happened to let slide right through their fingers. So this team is serious. This team is willing to play underneath the hype. They're not the team that is put on the forefront, even though they were the Eastern Conference champs. But I think that they like it that way. They like being under the radar because that's the way they're best to surprise a lot of teams out there.
And we're going to see the debut of JP, former Riot Squad player. Definitely balled out in the playoffs last year. Didn't have a great regular season as far as touchdowns, but he's not a big touchdown guy.
Yeah.
He's a big reception guy. And he goes to Rep City. I think that's a great pickup by them. They need another offensive player, and we're going to have to see how that goes this game. We're going to jump right into this game. After getting the first down, Casey throws a tie in the gap. Ty doesn't go for the ball. That's going to be incomplete. Second down, Casey finds Macho on the sideline. Low, incomplete. Third down, Casey gets blitzed by Donovan. Throws the tie in the gap. Decent game. Last down on 4 rush. Casey throws a mic in the end zone. Picked off by Donovan. Giving it back to Rep City. Donovan is a player that we've seen play with Carver last year. Didn't have a lights out season, but played decent. But now he's on Rep City, and I think JP and him are two huge pickups. Guys that they can use offensively, but Donovan showing his ability to play defense. He made an all-star team a few years back as a defender, showing he still got something to prove on defense.
And I think that he fits right into this team. He has energy, he has fire, and he plays hard no matter what time of the game it is. So that's a person that can fill in the gaps that you mentioned that they are lacking this season. I think that he'll fit in, especially at linebacker. They need somebody in the middle to cover, and he looks like he's doing his job already.
Second down, Beaskey on 4 rush, throws deep to Steve on the sideline, off target and picked off by Rico, who runs to the 10-yard line. Great player. Great play by this new player. Rico makes a great play here. And Beaskey can't do this. Your defense just got to pick for you. It's second down. Why are you taking a shot? Makes no sense. And Steve-O's not the biggest receiver. So I don't understand the point of this play.
And this is just a bad decision right here. This is just a bad quarterback decision because Steve-O was not even open on this play. He was covered.
Yep. And
it looks like he forced that out there. I don't know what's going through Beaskey's head on this first drive, but it's not looking good because it leads to almost immediate turnover.
Casey on 4 rush with blocker from Cole. Casey runs to the 2-yard line. Second down, second and goal. Casey finds Macho in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Reem gets beat playing man, which hurts them. TJ gets the extra point. 7-9, 99 jumps in the lead.
And this is the thing. I'm not even gonna complain and say the issues that I have with these plays. Why are you playing man defense in the goal line? I mean, how many times do we have to say there's not enough space to play man because all the receiver has to do is beat you right off the route? That's exactly what happens here. Reem cannot keep up with Macho in this. And Casey finds Macho in the end zone.
And Casey and Macho have been balling out. They have to be the top 1-2 punch in the league amongst the top because they've been doing it. They've been doing it for years. But this year in the UFL, they're really doing it. Great play by both guys. Beaskey throws a JP in the cap, low, incomplete. Second down, Beaskey with a pass to B-Dot in the middle for a short game. Third down, Beaskey throws to Meach on the sideline, almost picked off by Chad. Last down, Beaskey gets blitzed by Mac, who throws to Cello and throws it to Vic in the middle. High, almost picked up by Rico, turnover on downs. They're not even able to really to move the ball. Looking worse than they've looked in the past. This season, we see Beaskey able to move the ball before during the season. But this game, he's really struggling to really get the ball to where he wants to get it.
And the problem I have with this play is they have Cello blocking the blitz, and Matt is able to get right through him, make one or two moves. Cello gets right through him and is able to pressure Beaskey almost right away, and that's one of the things that leads to this turnover here.
And Cello is not a blocker. That's not what he does. I know he got some size. He's not a blocker. So you're wasting time putting him in a position doing something that he doesn't do, and they pay for it here. Casey on second down throws the JR wide open in the middle for a nice game. If you look here, Vic is guarding nobody. Terrible defensive play by Vic. Third down, Casey's blitzed by Vic, who's blocked by Cole. Casey then throws the Chad in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Chad gets behind Reed in the corner, putting him up. Great play by Chad.
And first of all, you gotta mention Cole's blocking here. Now you have somebody that's actually protecting KC. He heard the criticisms last season about them being one of the worst blocking team in the league. Cole took that seriously. He's showing that he could protect Casey, and Casey's able to have time to find Chad in the end zone.
You look at the extra point, it's going to be picked off by Meach. Meach ran all the way back to the end zone for the 2-point conversion. It's 13-2, and I'm not showing this because Meach is playing like the best defender in the league right now. His defense has been great. He's playing the second. He's picked off a lot of good quarterbacks. Here's another one to put in the stat, but great play by him.
And that's one thing that he's going to do. He's going to contribute on their defense in any play that he can, especially on the extra point. On the extra point here, he's able to run it back and get his team 2 points. They're struggling. Maybe this is the defensive play that they need to rally the troops on their side.
They must not have heard you, because on first down, Beaskey throws to Vic in the middle, picked off by Mike with nice blocks. Mike takes it all the way back to the end zone for the touchdown. 19-2, and now it's becoming a blaffer. I've criticized Mike in the past about his defensive capabilities, but he ran a pickback versus Y.M.M, and now he runs another pickback versus Rep City. He is looking great. He must have took my criticism personal because he's picking the ball. Not only is he picking it off, he's taking it back the other way.
But the problem I have with this play is Beaskey forced this play to Vic. I know Vic had a successful season last year on offense, but that's not the reason why you throw to him in this way. He is not a dominant receiver out there. He's not a person that's going to catch over two guys. So he's covered here. You have two receivers on each side of the field that he didn't throw it to because he wanted to go for more. He forced it to Vic, and that leads to 6 points for the other team.
First down, Beaskey throws to Donovan on the sideline for a short gain. If you look here, Donovan goes past the first and forces him 4 out. Beaskey then throws a Meach in the middle for a nice gain. Second down, Beaskey throws to Vic on the sideline. Decent gain to get him in the red zone. 4th and goal, Beaskey finds Donovan in front of the end zone for the touchdown. Meach gets the extra point. 19-10, they're trying to jump back in the game.
And Donovan making up for the mistake of forcing a 4 and out, going for the first down early by finding his way to the end zone, helping them out on the drive here. That's how they're able to score here.
It's a straight through game, no halftime.
Yes.
So just to let y'all know, jumping back, Casey throws the hands in the middle, knocked away by Meach. Third down, Casey with nice blocker from Cole. Throws a Shannon on the sideline, tipped by hands, incomplete. If you look here, Rico was open in the middle. 99 gets the first down on the next play with the short pass to JR. Casey then throws a Macho cutting in the gap drop. Second down, Casey on 4 rush. Throws a Macho in the gap drop and picked by Meach, giving the ball back to Rep City. But at the end of the day, the pass was dropped by Mach, who had just dropped the previous pass, but this time it's picked off. First down on 4 rush, Beaskey gets sacked by Het. Third down, Beaskey on 4 rush fakes and throws to Donovan on the sideline. That's going to be dropped. And why is Beaskey looking confused? It looks like he doesn't understand what's going on with the pass rush. He looks a little baffled, and you can't do that if you're a quarterback. If you don't know what's going on, then your team is in real trouble. After a short pass for the first down, Beaskey throws a JP in the gap for a decent gain. Beaskey throws a JP again for a few more yards. Third down, Beaskey on 4 rush, throws a B-Dot in the middle. Matt gets a hand in it, incomplete. The question is, why is B-Dot not blocking?
And he's out there becoming a tight end. I think that they're using him too much at tight end. He should be there on the key plays, looking for the blitz and giving Beaskey some time, because Beaskey's already struggling, and when you add a struggling quarterback with more pressure, that leads to disaster on offense. So you gotta protect them. They don't hear, and it leads to Beaskey yet making another struggling yet again.
And it's already still 19-10. Last down, Beaskey gets blitzed by Matt. Beaskey throws it up incomplete. Ending the game, 99 comes away with the win. 19-10, they beat Rep City.
And because Beaskey was struggling throughout the game, they lost this one. I think that I got to put this on Beaskey. He is, listening to the sideline too much. They're yelling at him, but he has to keep focused. It looks like he may have to stay as a quarterback a little bit longer, so he has to stay focused. He got to move the ball a little bit faster. When he slows down the game, he starts to think a little bit too much. When he's quick, when he does the quick hike and he's moving the offense quick, he's able to make quick decisions. I think that he's more successful that way. When he's trying to slow down the game and analyze, that's not his game. He played better when he was just making quick plays. He doesn't do that in this game, and that's why he made so many mistakes.
He wasn't ready for this game. He didn't look ready from the beginning of the game. I don't know why. I don't know if he drank something different this morning or that morning, but he did not look the way he looked previously. He's played well previously. He played terrible.
But I'm going to tell you this, not to cut you off, but one thing I got to mention, and this is the thing, you look at last week. Hood played last week.
Right.
He didn't look so hot last week.
He threw 4 picks.
But he played last week. So your whole equilibrium is off because now you switch from quarterback to quarterback back and forth. So that's going to throw any offense out of whack, especially when Beaskey had, I'm not going to say the hot hand because they weren't winning with him at the helm anyway.
But they were competitive.
Yes. And because they took that out and put in Hood, even though he's a starting quarterback, now Hood didn't show up this game. Beaskey has to take over yet again. He wasn't prepared to play this game, like you said, probably because he expected Hood to be in this game. I don't know the actual issue, but the point is they have problems no matter who's playing.
Hood is a better quarterback, but he's not here. The backup got to be ready. Beaskey has been ready. He has not been ready this game. I don't know what happened. He did not look ready this game. He's looked better in previous games. He didn't look good this game. Bottom line, call it whatever it is. He could have thought anybody was starting. The point is, his number was called. He didn't look good. 99 problems. This team is 3-1. I know everybody giving hype to IOD. Everybody's giving hype to Rebels. Everybody's talking about this new Browns team. They better respect the Eastern Conference champs because they're 3-1 right now. Shannon always say they love going under the radar. They don't want anybody to worry about them. But this team is 3-1. If you heard, we didn't say Shannon this game. He didn't play lights out this game. He didn't need to. He had other guys step up. And I think you got to give it to the most valuable player in the team this year, Casey. He's looking like the KC that won most improved or comeback player of the year a few years back.
And the thing about it is he did have a slight hiccup in the last game at Y.M.M. He threw a lot of interceptions in that game, but he was
Did he win?
Yeah, they did win. So my thing is,
he
but
wins.
that's what I'm saying. As long as he plays his game, he doesn't make as many mistakes as he made that game. I think that a lot of teams have trouble facing this team moving forward because regardless of how good or bad KC plays, he manages the game the way he usually does. His defense picks him up on the other side. And when you have that formula, I think you have a case for to beat any team in the Eastern Conference.
So we're going to wrap this game up. Rep City takes a loss to 99 problems. Rep City goes to 0-3-1. As 99 goes to 3-1. And I'm going to tell you real quick. Let me check something really quick. Y'all know usually when I'm hitting this up, I'm going to what I like to call the stats. Last year, just to throw this out there, Rep City lost their 5th game last year.
Yeah.
To Riot Squad. But they had won 4 in a row. We're coming into week 5, and they haven't got their first win yet. See the difference? Last year, let me say it again, they won their first 4 games in a row. By week 5, they got their first loss. They're coming into week 5 looking for their first win. Complete turnaround. Rel is hurt. Charlie's not here. Izzy's not the quarterback. Complete turnaround. Complete turnaround. That team's in trouble. We're going to have to see what happens. We're going to take a break. 99 coming away with the win. 19-10 over Rep City. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk. What's going on? Next game up, we want to talk about Carver Mobb versus them Gettas. Carver coming off of a loss to Violators. And them Gettas coming off of a win, beating the defending champs. Super Friends. This is not the same Carver team that won 3 championships. This is not the same Carver team that lost in the Final Four to Super Friends. They have their same quarterback. They have their same defensive captain. But the pieces in the middle is missing. You always feel if you got Chuck, you have a chance.
Yeah.
But I think that's catching up to them now because we have not seen this team play dominant yet this season. And I think that can be an issue as the season unwinds. If one team knows how to preserve stuff in the tank and not blow their load off early, is this team. But how long can you take these risks before it starts catching up to you?
And I think the thing about this team is they've never had this extreme absence of so many pieces before.
Yeah.
In this game, Joe Blow is not here. In this game, they don't have a lot of the same players that they had even last week in this game right now. So they had issues last game. They didn't necessarily play as well as they usually do.
And the coaches in here.
Yes, their coaches in here.
Ham's not here.
My thing is they're up to a bare bones staff in this game. They have certain people that's starting on both ways that don't normally start both ways. So they have one guy that's normally their blocker playing both defense and offense. And Chulo, decent guy on offense, and he's also a good blocker. But I can't see him playing defense.
Right.
He has to play defense this game. You have a player in Cheese that doesn't necessarily play a full game, let alone both sides. He's playing both sides as well. They have Juice this year, and they also have Dre that played last year with them coming back this season. But I don't think with the guys that they have right now, I don't think that it's enough.
And them Gettas, they're playing the best in the West. They just beat the defending champs. But the defending champs was missing, I would say, 60% of their team. But that has nothing to do with them Gettas. They're beating whoever's in front of them. Cruz has been playing lights out. Reggie looks like Reggie of old. Dre is this team's MVP. He is their heart and soul. And as long as you got him on the field, it can work. Hollywood has to be talked about as last year he was most improved player.
Yes.
This year he has to be talked as coach/captain because the pickups he made by going out, he picked up Juice from the Lions. He picked up Arberly from CMM. And he picked up Moses, who played with Dutchman. And all these players that he picked up is contributing. He picked up Ed, that played with high rollers. He picked up Los, that played with high rollers. Rubio's back home. So the pieces that he picked up are coming together, and this team is winning. We're going to jump right into game. Reggie throws a Cruz in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Next play, Reggie throws a Moses in the gap for a decent game. Third down, Reggie's blitzed by Cheese. Throws a Moses in the middle. Moses with a nice catch and run, getting him to the 5-yard line. Fourth and goal, Reggie finds Dre in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Cheese looks lost on defense. 6-0, them Gettas jump out early.
Chuck looks frustrated already because he knows that his normal guys aren't here. You see Cheese lost right here. He doesn't even know what he's doing. You see him looking around on defense, and Reggie takes advantage of that. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no mercy when you're facing a team. It doesn't matter. So Reggie takes advantage and finds his receiver right above Cheese's head for that touchdown. Way to do it. It doesn't matter who's on the field. You're going to play them anyway.
Chuck gets the ball for Carver. Chuck throws a soup on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Chuck throws the Juice in the gap, who runs for a nice game. Third down, Chuck throws the soup, cutting in the back of the end zone, off target, incomplete. Last down, Chuck on 4 rush, throws it down in front of the end zone, knocked away by Cruz. Turnover on downs, giving it back to them Gettas. I'm going to get back to third down to throw the soup. Chuck got to make that throw. It's off target, incomplete, has to make that throw. You can't afford to shoot out with them Gettas. You don't have the firepower. Half your guys missing. So these are the throws you got to make, and Chuck misses that throw. You got to make that throw. I'm not going to talk about the fourth down one because that's Cruz making a great play, but you got to make that throw. He had to open in the soup, and he missed it. Second down, Reggie throws a Dre in the middle for a decent game. Third down, Reggie's blitzed by Chuck, who's blocked by Dre, and throws to Los on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Reggie throws to Moses on the sideline for a nice game. Third down, Reggie gets blitzed by Ricky. Throws to Peter in the gap for a few more yards. Fourth down, Reggie throws to Cruz in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Los gets the 2-point conversion, 14-0. They take a 2-score lead.
And right here, they're able to drive through Carver's defense right here, or lack thereof. They know that they're short-handed, so they take advantage and get through the gaps. Carver doesn't have too many people to keep up with these receivers on offense, and Reggie's able to take advantage and score very quickly in this drive.
Chuck goes deep for Soup, one-on-one with Cruz. The ball sails left, incomplete. Chuck throws a juice on the sideline for a decent gain for a first down. On 4 rush, Chuck throws to Dre in the middle, picked off by Cruz, giving the ball back to them Gettas. If you look here, nobody went short but Ricky, and them Gettas takes the ball right back.
And now they're not even helping Chuck out on the offense now. Chuck is under pressure. He's looking for certain people to find the gaps. Everybody's going too far. Ricky was staying short, but he was covered. So because of that, Chuck has to force the pass, and because of that, that leads to the interception here.
It's 4 rush. He tried to get it to Dre in the middle, picked off by Cruz. Those are mistakes we don't see this team makes.
Yeah.
As a whole. There's no way Ricky's the only man short. First down, he took a one-on-one shot versus Cruz on Soup one-on-one. Cruz is a great player. So we see Chuck taking more risks now that he doesn't usually take. He's literally having to put the team on his back and trying to make plays. He's trying to throw these receivers open, and you can't do that against this damn Gettas defense. It's too much speed, and they're too aggressive, and they end up throwing an interception. Reggie gets the ball back. He throws a Hollywood on the sideline, who runs across the field for a nice game. Reggie on second down throws a Moses in the middle for a decent gain in the first down. Reggie, with 2 more passes, gets to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal, Reggie finds Moses in the end zone for the touchdown. Hollywood gets the extra point, 21-0. Now they're taking a commanding lead, making it a laugher.
And I'm gonna say this is Moses' first touchdown in this game, but Moses is getting the ball a lot more as we move forward from Reggie. Danny's out there is getting mad at his defense because now you have Moses getting in there and scoring and getting passes and gaps. This is not the MVP Moses from years ago. He said this is an older version of Moses, so you should be able to keep up with him. They're not following his routes, they're not keeping up with him, and Moses is left open in the gaps for this touchdown here.
Chuck throws a Ricky in the middle for a nice gain. 3rd down, Chuck finds Soup in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Cruz gets the interception, but it's 21-6. Carver jumps right back with a score. And this is the thing that they need. They're able to drive down the field and make a score. And this is what happened. Chuck is taking his shots and taking his plays and scoring, able to drive and score. And if you're Carver, you gotta feel pretty confident because you're undermanned, understaffed. Your coach is not here, but you're able to score and try to show this team that we can score with you, and they do it right here. Last play before half, Reggie throws deep to Cruz in the sideline, who makes a nice catch, but the refs say he stepped out of bounds, incomplete, taking us into half, 21-6. If I'm Carver, first of all, we're undermanned. It's 21-6. Second of all, them get his first 2 scores was on 4th down. We have Chuck on defense. We have Cheese on defense. These are the guys we got on defense, and we took them to 4th down twice where they scored. Am I upset they scored on 4th? I'm really upset, but I'm confident. Because at the end of the day, they wasn't scoring on 1 play, 2 plays. They literally had to come to 4th down. So if that's the case, I'm happy. But on the other side, Chuck can't really focus on scoring because he's playing defense. He's playing defensive coordinator, but you have Danny there for that. I think Chuck needs to focus more on offense and slowing the game down to keep his defense off this field. This defense cannot keep up with them Gettas offense, so you want to slow the game down. I want to run the clock a little more and not put them Gettas offense back on the field too soon.
And looking at them Gettas play, I'm sure they have in their heads that this game is already over. They know that Carver's defense cannot hold them. They cannot hold them. Even if they were able to hold them to 4th down, they were able to score just as easy on 4th down as they would on 3rd down. So they're not worried about getting stopped at this point. They're looking at it as anytime we were stopped or anything went wrong, it's because we made a mistake in that game. So we're looking to correct that mistake, do what we're doing because it's working. They can't slow down our offense, so we're going to keep attacking in the second half just as we did in the first.
Chuck on 4 gets the ball back. Well, we're going to jump in the second half. Carver gets the ball. Chuck on 4 rush, throws to Dre on the sideline. Picked off by Dre, giving the ball back to them Gettas. That's funny. Chuck throws to Dre and gets picked off by Dre. Yeah. That's funny. But Chuck, a guy that's not known for throwing interceptions, has already thrown 2.
Yes.
It's not known for that. This is the reigning quarterback of the year, doing something he doesn't do and making, which is turnover. Reggie throws a Los in the middle, picked off by Chuck, giving it back to Carver, and that's funny. First of all, Chuck threw to Dre, and then Dre picked it off. Then Reggie throws a Los, and Chuck picks it off. This is musical chairs. If you're Reggie, you should be embarrassed. There's no way you should be throwing an interception to the opposing team's quarterback that doesn't play defense. That is a terrible play by Reggie, and this is the Reggie that makes these mistakes that are uncalled for and unheard of, and he gives Carver another opportunity.
And the thing about it is, I think that this play was designed to have that pass be thrown into the middle there, because the receivers cross in the middle. Chuck is already in the middle. He doesn't move at all. He sees the receivers coming towards him, so he sits there and waits, and all of a sudden the ball is in his chest. So he's going to take it. It looked like Reggie threw the ball right to Chuck, so that is a clear mistake by Reggie. He didn't see. How can you not see that Chuck is standing there? Whatever case, that's an interception for Chuck.
Chuck gets the ball back. On second down, throws the Juice cut in the middle for a nice gain. 3rd and goal. Chuck with blocker from Ricky finds Juice in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Then he gets the extra point, 21-13. First of all, Ricky's the best blocker in the league. He's a reigning blocker of the year, and this is why. He can block anybody, and he's able to give Chuck more time. And when Chuck gets time and he's comfortable, he makes plays like this, and Carver jumps right back in this game. Juice has been playing good for this team. 21-13, they jump right back in.
And this is a much-needed score, because things didn't look good up until this point. They finally get things together. Ricky's able to give Chuck the extra time he needs, and I think that was the key to get Chuck to throw an accurate pass to Danny and drive down the field. When you have this, you have the opportunity to score that much better, even if it's a defense like them Gettas. This is what they need to do moving forward.
Next drive, Dre's gonna get ejected for a personal foul and a terrible late hit on the kickoff. The hit was so late, we don't even got it on tape. So he was ejected immediately for that play. First down, Reggie on 4 rush, throws a Moses in the gap, knocked away by Soup. On second down, Reggie sacked by Ricky. Remember, Ricky brung Reggie fits in the championship game.
Yes.
So he's one of the best guys when it comes to going after Reggie, and he's doing it again here. Great sack by Ricky. 3rd down, Reggie on 4 rush, throws deep to Cruz in the middle. Juice gets there late. Nice catch by Cruz, picking up the first down. Cruz is a baller. He's a guy that people needs to talk about, people needs to worry about, because this guy is good. That boy good. Second down, Reggie finds Moses cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Los gets the extra point, 28-13, Moses' second touchdown of the game.
And Moses is getting into this game. They have no way of holding him at this point. Moses is starting to get into this game like he's the old-fashioned Moses that's been dominant in this game. I'm not even saying...
He's not that.
Listen, no, he's not. But on this team,
yes,
he's looking like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's going to be the Moses of old, but they're showing that he still has some type of legs out there. And he's doing it here, scoring yet his second touchdown of the game.
Chuck with four passes to get Carver in the red zone on 4th down. 4th and goal. Chuck finds Cheese on the sideline for the touchdown. 28-19. Carver attempting to jump back in the game. Chuck is scoring with guys. He's moving to go with guys. Some of them come off the bench. Some of them wouldn't be playing. This guy's showing he can score against any team with any player, and he's doing it with Cheese. I believe this is probably Cheese's first touchdown of his career in the UFL. 28-19, great play by Carver.
And Chuck is trying to do everything in his power to keep this team in the game. He's able to score yet again. This is their 3rd touchdown that they were able to score on this Gettas team. Understaffed, undermanned, but it doesn't matter. Chuck is pretty much willing his way through this game. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but at least they're still fighting in this game.
Reggie on second down is blitzed by Cheese and throws a drain in the gap for a decent game. Then Reggie throws a Cruz in the gap for another decent game. Last down, Reggie on 4 rush throws a Los in the back of the end zone, knocked away by Juice, turning over the ball, giving Carver back the ball, 28-19. Carver gets the ball back. Chuck on 1st down throws deep to Cheese, arbitally falls, but still picks the ball off, ending the game, 28-19. Chuck's 3rd interception of the game. Gettas come away with the win.
And this right here is just Arbery going for the ball. He falls, but the ball was thrown so badly that it fell right in his lap when he was on the ground. That just shows how much Chuck was struggling trying to make things happen, but it didn't work out, especially towards the end of the game. That interception right there is just a reflection of what was going on pretty much throughout the game for Carver Mobb. It's unfortunate they were able to that they end up losing this game like this.
Chuck threw 4 interceptions. One of them was an extra point.
Yeah.
But I want you to look at these interceptions. Look at some of these throws. If you let's look at this throw on 3rd down to Soup, cutting in the back of the end zone. It's a bad throw. That's one. Let's look at this other play by Chuck. On 4 rush, he throws the Dre in the middle. Look how Cruz jumps this and picks this one off. That's a bad interception. Then let's look at this other play. He's going to throw to Dre line. Look at Dre pick this ball off. These are bad throws. You know what I mean? You're going to look at this one and he throws deep to Cheese. Arbery falls. This is defender falling, but still able to make a pick. Just a terrible throw. He's not looking invincible anymore. He's making mistakes. A lot of times we will always say that Chuck can win with anybody. But you can see the difference in the team makes a difference in the quarterback.
Yeah.
You cannot win without a supporting cast. Danny's frustrated because he was retiring, but he came back because he wanted to give this team an opportunity to win a chip again. Soup making his debut with Carver, balling out the best he can. But he's not, I don't think he likes what he's seeing. Juice comes over and plays with Carver, and these guys are not seeing the same thing. Ricky's playing great. He's always going to give you everything he got. Joe Blow's not here. Alvaro's not there. Pam's is not here. So again, no Joe Blow, no Alvaro, no Pam's. You can't expect Chuck to win on his own. We always said Chuck could win with any 6 guys on the field. He showed the opportunity, but he wasn't beating them guys. Even when they tried to jump back in the game, after the closest it got was when it was 21-13. And then them Gettas scored, made stops. Chuck needs help. For the first time in his career, he needs help. They need guys to step up and help him. I think Danny needs to get more involved offensively. I think Ricky needs to get more involved offensively. They need to find somebody else to block for Ricky could go out. Ricky's a good tight end.
Yeah.
Super's been doing everything he can do. They need Joe Blow, who's a former championship MVP.
Yeah.
They need these guys to step up. And Pams needs to come up with a strategy to not attempt to shoot out with other teams. They don't got the firepower to shoot out. They need to slow the game down, score when they need to, and go like KC style. Because they're not shooting out with these top teams this season. And
them Gettas, it doesn't matter who's in front of them. They're willing to play and beat whoever's in front of them. They were able to beat Super Friends that were also short-staffed last week. I mean, but that doesn't make a difference to your record. Those are still 2 wins that they have on their category. I think that it didn't matter if they had the full staff or if they had the short staff.
You think they would have beat them?
I think that they would look. I think in their opinion, they look like they could beat them. They feel like they could beat this team. They were looking forward to playing these 2 teams at their prime.
Well, I mean, not to cut you off, but them Gettas was 2 minutes away from going to the Final Four to face Carver. They beat Carver last year in the regular season 7-6. So they beat Carver in the regular season. They were 2 minutes from beating Super Friends in the playoffs.
Yes.
So this team can beat anyone. The point is they've not been able to put it together. This season they look like they are.
And they look like a better team than they were last season.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a lot of problems in the West in the Western Conference because now you have another team looking like the heads of the camp right now, and a lot of teams need to watch out for them Gettas because they're here to play and they're here to win. They're not joking around.
Violators.
Yes, them and Violators. They're looking to play. They're not joking around, and they're looking to take over, and they're doing just that right now.
Oh, no. Right now, them Gettas are 4-0, and they beat the last 3 champs.
Yeah.
This season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that says something. beating Carver 1-3, Super Friends 1-1. So them Gettas are, after we see that matchup versus Violators, we'll know who's the top in the West.
And that is going to be an exciting game because both teams are looking to be the head honchos of the West Coast. The Western Conference. So I can't wait for that game.
Well, we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to be right back. Gettas over with the win over Carver, 28-19. We'll be right back. Real Tough Talk. Next game up we're going to talk about is the Browns versus F.O.E. Browns are coming off of a win to Generals, and F.O.E. is coming off of a tie to Rep City. This new Browns team, they could put points up, but their defense is what they hang their hat on. They're looking like the Browns of old with this shutdown defense. They only did it. Let's look at their last few games. They lost to 99, 7-6. They lost to Y.M.M 13-7. And they beat Generals 29-13. So they definitely look. Remember, Generals ran back a pick. So technically, the Generals only scored 7 points.
Yes.
So they're looking like the team of old. You know what I mean, right now, but now they got a quarterback, actually. So.
And I think that those are the pieces that they needed. They needed a quarterback, first and foremost, and they needed some guys to take up the slack for certain guys that's playing both sides, that don't need to play both sides. Now they have guys that pick up the slack on offense. Now guys can float around on each side. This game, unlike last game, you would have guys playing offense that they didn't play offense last year. Trev came in for a couple plays on offense. Then you have Tiki come in for a couple plays on defense. So now they're switching, mixing, and matching. And when you have a team that can do that and fit into the points that they need whenever the need arises, that's trouble for a lot of teams because that means that they can adjust to any situation.
And now F.O.E. This team, I like the quarterback. I like Dave. Strong arm, very accurate downfield. He has to work on his short game and his midfield game. I think sometimes he throws unnecessary interceptions. But this team is a very good team. I like Ghostface.
Yes.
Ghostface has been killing. I like Twan.
Yes.
Twan has been killing.
On both sides.
Those two guys have been balling. Fred has been playing good. You know what I mean? They got Bob. Bob is your basically your maintenance man.
Yes, and you also have John in the slots playing very well as a go-to target for them on offense. So you have guys coming up and playing well, doing their jobs on each side of the field. And this is a team that you have to pay attention to because they can sneak wins away from you, even though they don't look as formidable as you would think on paper.
We're gonna jump right into the game. First down, Dave throws a bop in the gap for a short gain. Third down, Dave is blitzed by Nut. Throws to John in the gap for a nice gain, picking up the first. Second down, Dave on 4 rush, throws a receiver in the middle, picked off by Akil, giving the ball back to the Browns. But if you look here, the receiver was never open. It's a terrible throw by Dave, and that's what I told you. The mid-range passes, sometimes he struggles and makes bad decisions. This is what I'm talking about right here.
And you got to give Akil credit. We first saw him trying to pick up the slack as a backup quarterback.
And we're glad they scrapped that operation.
Yes, they scrapped that, but as he's able to play as a defender and actually concentrate on one thing at a time, he's been playing on offense and on defense, having a few plays here and there. And this is another pick that he has this season. He's playing well on this team, regardless of who the guys picked up. I think Akil is another big pickup that the Browns got on this team.
First down, Dave on 4 rush is sacked by Ghostface. Second down, Dave with 2 more. This is the other Dave. This is the Browns Dave.
Yes, because they're both named Dave.
Dave with 2 more passes for a nice gain, getting them there to 50. Last down, 4 rush. Dave gets blocked. Dave throws to Travis in the gap. Travis is going to fall, bobble the ball, catch it, then run all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Bob misses the pick, 6-0, Browns.
First of all, if you're Bob, you got there a hair late. You just missed the pick. He was there, but he wasn't able to make it in time to get that pick. That's unfortunate, but that's a great way to see it. You just got to get there a little bit quicker. But here, other than that, I can't say anything to the defense. This is almost like a fluke play that the ball was bobbled by Travis. Nobody's in the vicinity to react to the ball. He's able to keep the ball, catch it, get up off of his back on his feet from being on the ground, and then run all the way into the end zone. as fast as Travis is, this is the only guy that I know that can do something like this and make it happen. So I can't kill the defense on this play. This is just a great play all around by Travis, staying focused on the play.
Third down, F.O.E gets the ball. Dave on 4 rush, throws to Pude in the middle, picked off by Puka, giving it again to Browns. Pude gets flagged for tackling, and this is my issue. Once again, Dave is not good with his mid-range passes. Another interception he throws. But my thing is, Travis just fell, got up, scored a touchdown. Now Puka gets an interception, giving it back to him. You got one of the best two-way players in the game on one team.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This is not fair. These are two of the most athletic speed guys in the game, and they're on the same team. And Puka makes Dave pay for his mistake. Dave gets the ball, throws a Tiki in the gap. Bop misses the tag, and Tiki runs for a nice game. First, Bop misses the pick. Now Bop misses the tag, and that's because Bop, he's a good offensive player. He's not a defensive player. He does not read the ball well defensively. That's why he's missing these plays. Dave then throws a Tiki in the middle, tipped by Dutch, caught by Pablo for a decent game. Ghostface gets flagged for cursing. Third and goal, Dave gets blitzed by Dutch. Finds Travis in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Fred lets him go right by him, and they get the 2-point conversion by Travis, 14-0. If you look here, Dave is doing a dance after the touchdown. What you think of the dance, first of all, the celebration?
First of all, I only got the back end of the dance, but all I'm gonna say is these dudes are having too much fun out there. This is yet another game where they out there, they're enjoying themselves, they're laughing, they're taking the lead, but they're doing their job on the field. And again, that's trouble if you're the opposing team. When they're comfortable and they're doing their job and not necessarily taking you seriously, you should look at this as a slap in the face. I think that the opposing team needs to respond, and right away, because they're making them look bad right now.
Dave throws a Chris in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first bound. The question was, did the ball touch the ground?
And I think on this one, I think that they got away with one because this ball looked like it did hit the ground. But obviously it's a bang bang. It happened just like that, and then there's snow on the ground. So of course, every now and then you're gonna miss one of those. Fortunate for them to get away with one.
Dave with nice blocking from BX throws a Ghostface open in the sideline for a nice game. Second down, Dave is blitzed by Tiki. Throws a Giant a gap for a decent game. Third and goal, with blocking from BX, Dave finds Bop in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. 14-6, taking us into halftime. Great play by Dave. Bop doing what he does offensively, score points.
And they were able to come back collected. They were able to drive down the field with a limited amount of time, manage the time, drive down, get in the gaps, and finally score towards the end of the half. That is the way to get back into the game. This was a much-needed score going towards the half, because if not, the momentum would have been pretty much all stolen by the Browns moving into the second half.
If I'm the Browns, we picked the ball off, we scored. Next drive, we picked the ball off, we scored. I love the back and forth. I love my team defensively, and I love my team offensively. When we're both on the same page, we are a problem, and we're showing right now that we're on the same page.
And if you're F.O.E., we got to find a way to figure out what we're doing on offense. I think that is what's killing them right now. Their offense is making mistakes, and the Browns are able to capitalize off of their mistakes. The thing about it that's missing on this field right now is Milt. Milt is not here blocking for Dave right now. So Dave has that much less time to move around the pocket. You have BX trying to pick up the slack, but right now I don't think that that's enough, and Dave is making mistakes early in the game. So if he's able to fix those mistakes, slow down the game, if he's able to be protected a little bit more, BX may have to pick up the slack here, but if they do, I think that they'll be okay because they're still in this game right now.
We're going to start second half members, 14-7 Browns. Dave throws a deep bomb to Pablo, wide open for a big gain. If you look here, Fred thinks the pass was to Trav and leaves Pablo wide open. What do you do if you're this defense? They got Trav on offense now. They still got Travis. They got Pablo. They got there's too many weapons. How do you stop it? And that's why you see a big play right here.
And the thing about it is, he looks, because usually Trevor's one of their main go-to guys, you know, for the Browns on offense. But here, he's looking, but the ball's going behind him. It sails to Pablo. So now you have so many things to worry about. I think they need some help out there. They need to communicate more because they got to figure out a way to stop this Browns offense.
Fourth and goal, Dave throws a Pablo in the front of the end zone. That's going to be dropped, picked off by Fred, and F.O.E picks up the break. Because this is a pass we usually see Pablo make. He doesn't make it right now, and Fred is able to capitalize and get the interception to give the ball back to F.O.E.
And that is great defense to stop him at the goal line. A team like this, very hard to stop. They're able to get to the last line of defense and able to make a play on defense. A good way for Fred to step up on the mistake that he made in the last play and get the ball back for his team.
Second down on 4 rush, Dave scrambles and throws a Fred in the gap. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Dave is blitzed by Germ. Throws a Twan in the gap for a short gain. F.O.E. is going to punt. During the punt, Dave does not get the ball off on time and is dead on the spot, giving the ball in that area right back to the Browns. That is a huge call right there on that point.
And the thing about it, as hard as the defense fought, the offense kills them yet again by not getting the ball off before 4 rush. Because of that, now the Browns is in good field position to take up where they left off and try again to start to drive the score.
Second down, Dave throws to Trev, open in the middle for a nice gain. If you look here, Fred is playing too deep, but you got to, because Trev's speed is crazy. He gives him a little too much cushion, and Trev's going to get a nice gain. Third down, Dave is blitzed by Chris, rolls right, finds Isaiah in the back and end zone for the touchdown. It's 20-6. And what are you going to do? You already see Travis, you already see Puka, you already see Trev, you already see Pablo. Now what happens? You got to deal with Isaiah. It's a lot of firepower on this side of the ball. They still got Nut. They still got a lot of guys on this team that can ball out. They still got Tiki, and right now they're putting it all together, 20-6.
And I think that this, I'm not gonna necessarily blame on the defense. The offense is killing this team right now because all they're doing is doing the opposing team many favors throughout the game. They throw an interception, they score. They turn over, they score. Now you don't get the punt off. You put them in good field position,
and they
score. So it's every time they scored, it's because of the offense of F.O.E. They made a mistake, and the Browns are capitalizing. That is the reason why they're losing right now.
Third down, Dave throws short to Dutch on the sideline, who runs for a decent gain, picking up the first down. Dave, on the next drive on 4 rush, gets sacked by Tiki. Tiki gets right through BX. BX is a decent blocker, but he's not milk. And Tiki makes him pay for it. Tiki gets called for cursing, but doesn't care, celebrating, and he really manhandled BX. We need to call a cop for child abuse because this was terrible.
And that is a huge play. You see the Browns sideline rallying behind them. They're cheering. They're in the game. That was a big way to rally around your team and make a big defensive play. They don't care about the cursing. The only problem is the cursing flag is one thing that may help F.O.E. make up for the loss on that play, but F.O.E. has a chance here.
Second down, Dave with a nice pass through 3 defenders to Ghostface in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Chris gets a 2-point conversion, 20-14. And one thing I say, Dave makes some mistakes, but this guy's arm is a rocket, and he gets it through 3 defenders, and Ghostface is definitely one of their MVPs. He's been balling the last few weeks, and he comes with a great catch here, 20-14.
For the lack of play you didn't hear in Twan in this game, you see Ghostface stepping up. It's always one person, either one or the other. You have Ghostface here, getting open in the gap here, and Dave gets it through these 3 defenders. This was a great pass, a much-needed pass that they needed to happen. Yep. When Dave is accurate, he is accurate. You need more of that if you want to keep up in this game.
Dave on a free play scrambles with blocking. Throws a Travis on the sideline, who runs for a nice gain, picking up the first down. But then Dave curses, and he's flagged, and he's ejected from the game. Now, remember early in the game, we said, oh, they're happy, they don't worry about the curse, but now they lose to the quarterback. That is a huge ejection.
And the funny thing about this is, you have their own guys singing, nah, 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 hey, 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 when Dave gets ejected. So it's like he's out, but they're not even taking it seriously because they think that this game is already put away. I think that that's a problem because they actually don't take their opposing team seriously enough, and that is what keeps the other team in the game.
Pablo comes in to throw. He's going to throw to Travis in the gap for incomplete. Second down, Pablo on 4 rush runs for a decent gain. Next play, Pablo runs again, 4 rush to the 10-yard line. He's trying to kill the clock. F.O.E. called the timeout. Last down, Pablo on 4 rush, rolls left, throws a Tiki in front of the end zone, off target, incomplete. Giving the ball back to F.O.E. 20-14. And if I'm the Browns, this is a horrible call because Puka should be a backup quarterback. Puka has won this team a championship in BQFL. This guy has showed the ability to throw. He's thrown for them a few seasons ago, and he is your next best quarterback once Dave gets ejected. That is a terrible call by Jingo. Let him Pablo come in instead of Puka, and he costs him here. 20-14, Dave has a chance to get a walk-off. Dave with blocking by BX, rolls left, throws downfield to Dutch on the sideline for a nice gain in the first down. And we've talked about this guy's arm. His arm is serious, and he makes another great play here. Then Dave, with 2 quick passes, gets in the 15-yard line with 2 seconds left. Last play of the game, Dave on 4 rush, throws the Bop in the front of the end zone. Knocked away by Travis, ending the game 20-14. If you look here, he threw the ball too soon. He didn't give Bop a chance, and that ends the game. And like I said, he's struggling with his mid-range passes, and this ends the game 20-14. Browns come away with the win.
And one thing I got to say is he didn't give his blocker a chance to, protect him. But I think that he would have if Milt was on the field. Milt was not here, so he wasn't fully confident in BX protecting him on his play because of what happened with him with Tiki in the last play in that last drive. So because of that, early in the other drive. Because of that, that's why I think he threw it too soon. But either way, you have to have confidence in your teammates here. He doesn't give the chance for the play to develop, and because of that, he throws it soon. And unfortunately, his walk-off touchdown ends up being an incomplete pass.
If I'm the Browns, we could have lost this game. Now, I love the celebrating.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. But let's put the game away while we're having fun. I love the fact that and that's why I kind of called them the NWO.
Yeah.
They like being the villain.
Yeah.
They like being Reggie Miller. They love that. They love being the villain. But you got to put the game away.
Yeah.
If they would have lost this game, it would have been a terrible look.
No. Not only a terrible look, it would have been an embarrassment to the team.
So if I'm them, we got to put the game away. But I love the fact that they have become the UFL's villain.
Yeah.
I love it. Because at the end of the day, they're not worrying about nobody but each other. And no matter if this one was close, this is 2 in a row they have won.
Definitely.
Since they come with the collaboration of Browns and
AFC. And that's the thing. One thing I could say is since these guys have come together and played, they are a fun team to watch.
Yes, they are.
They're a fun team to watch because they have so many weapons that they can interchange at any given moment. So it's exciting to see what they're going to do with the team that they have next. And also, the way these guys rally together and have fun on the field, that is the whole point in going out and playing. When you're having fun, you're competing, but you're enjoying yourself out there. When you see guys out there enjoying themselves, it makes you want to watch them even more. The only problem is certain teams are going to take advantage of them, not taking them seriously.
They still got to play the Rebels.
Yes. So
they still got to play IOD.
And because of that,
those are teams.
Yes. And that is where the real tests begin. They haven't been tested yet.
Because they lost to Y.M.M., but they didn't have these guys.
No.
But they still lost. Y.M.M. still beat them.
So, again, now the serious game, I'm not going to say take away
and they
F.O.E.
lost the 99 problems.
Yes.
So you may have beat the Generals. You may have beat F.O.E. But the top teams in your conference, you lost to.
Yes.
Which was Y.M.M. and 99. So you still need to prove yourself versus IOD and versus the Rebels. Those are the next 2 teams up on the ladder on that.
Definitely.
Side. So we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to have Browns coming away with the 20-14 win over F.O.E. F.O.E. They just giving games away. They've got to work on those passes. Too many interceptions. Too many missed throws. He has one of the prettiest deep balls in the game. But what happens when the end zone close up? What happens when you get into the red zone? What happens when you're not throwing the ball downfield? We see him struggle. He has to complete these throws. And like I said, and I'm going to say it again, if Herbie does not play in the playoffs, he's been here a few games, he just hasn't suited up yet. If he does not play in the playoffs, this team goes out in the first round. We didn't hear much of Twan in this game. Mm-hmm. He's been balling all season. Didn't really hear him this game. And they had no Raja. This team has the pieces. Ghostface been playing great. Bop been playing great. This team needs a superstar. Herbie's a superstar. If he don't get on the field sooner or later, this team's going to continue to lose. And right now, they're 0-3-1. We're going to wrap it up right now. F.O.E. coming to wrap it up right now. Browns coming over with a narrow win, 20-14 over F.O.E. We'll be right back. Real Tough Talk. All right, people, we're back. Stephen J. Ghost. Shout to Lou, cameraman who shot you. Lend us a light. We was going to order an additional light online, and he really wanted to help out the show, and he lent us a light. So shout to him, man. That's why you see a lot of things a lot brighter. Yeah. Thanks to him on lending us a light, man.
And he did it pretty much, I would say, just out of kindness, just to help us out. He, pretty much likes what we do, and he's looking to help out, and that's what's up. Like, and any help that he's willing to give, I'm willing to take, because if as long as we're able to make what we do better,
right?
Then it's always a plus, and it's vice versa. Anything that we're able to do that he wants to do, we may be able to work something out in the future.
Because you got a lot of different guys that do this camera stuff, and Ghost talked about all of them doing something together, maybe all covering a tournament, and it's great what all y'all guys do. So shout to Lou. We're gonna jump into the next game we want to talk about. Is basically Y.M.M. versus the Generals, and the Generals coming off of a loss to the Browns, and Y.M.M. is coming off of a loss to 99 Problems. Generals played. They're 0-2 right now coming into this game, but they play IOD and they played the Browns. So this is a tough stretch, if not the toughest stretch that a team can play right now in the league.
And this is a tough stretch for them, especially with the issues that they're having right now. I don't know if it's inner turmoil that they're having. It could be that they're just having, off couple weeks, but they're not looking their best. That they're kind of, coming at each other on the field. Certain guys are not, playing as well as they usually do. They're dropping passes, things that they're not known for. They're doing right now.
And Julio leaves the team. He walked off the field last week. He left the team. He's gonna go play with Never Scared. And a few of the guys, Generals, take that personal. Especially they just won a chip in BQFL. So they take it kind of personal. I don't understand. I mean, I think he should have finished the season out. These are guys you just balled with. These are guys you just want to chip with. But to each his own. Whatever he decides was best for him, he should do. But I don't like the way he left the team. I don't think that's a good look for him to do that.
And the thing about it is, this is the team, like I said before, there's a team that he literally started in UFL with, the Generals.
He made the All-Star team.
He made the All-Star team. They were the team when they first came in the league. They were able to bump the then defending Eastern Conference champions in Y.M.M. They were able to bump them out of the playoffs, and I believe the first or second round.
Yeah, that was a few years back.
Yes, that was a few years back, yes. Yeah. But I'm talking about
they did beat
when
them.
they first came into the league.
Yep.
That's what happened. And to leave the team that you started with, that you pretty much started, that I don't understand what would motivate you to do something like that. Whatever it is, it had to have been really bad to him that he's willing to just jump ship and just go to another team.
And then Y.M.M. is coming off of a loss to 99 Problems, a game that I think they gave the game away. I talked to Ice on the field. We spoke off the field. We spoke behind the scenes. We also spoke. I got a chance to interview him, and there was one call that was close that we looked on film. You couldn't even tell if it was a sack, but it was another call that was missed that the guy went offsides, and it wasn't seen by the official. And I apologized to him for that and told him we got to get better. But I still think Y.M.M. gave that game up. The biggest play, I think, was with the situation with Corey. They have the ball, they're up, and he takes a delay game trying to run the clock. And on a few plays later, they go for a halfback option with Jeremy throwing the ball down the field, and they get intercepted by Shannon. First of all, it was a good throw by Jeremy going down to Bishop. Mm-hmm. Bishop had a step. Shannon's one of the fastest men in the game. And when you're up and all you need is a first down, you don't need that. So that was a bad play. I think they gave that game away. I think they got focused on the celebrating, and he told me that they're going to continue to celebrate when they score. He said, if you don't, don't disrespect to nobody, but if you don't like it, stop it. I think this team is, Y.M.M. always bounced back. They've been in 2 chips in the UFL.
Yeah.
But time for them to focus and try to get back to the chip. And it all starts with their quarterback, who will not be here this game. Jeremy's going to get the start. We're going to jump right into the game. Jeremy throws the ball deep to Bishop, wide open in the middle for a big gain in the first down. Bishop has been playing great this year. You got to give that man his props. I know they say he should win comeback player of the year, most improved player, but he's made the all-star team last year. So hard to be seen if he can do that, but right now he's been playing lights out. Second and goal, Jeremy's blitzed by Izzy. Throws to Javon, cutting in the end zone. Javon can't hold it, incomplete. And this is what I said about Javon, being a little too inconsistent. He has not really shown why this team went out and got him. He has not played at the all-star caliber that we expected to, but it's a long season, and we're going to have to see how it plays out. Fourth and goal, Jeremy finds Brandon in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Brandon gets the extra point, 7-0. Y.M.M. jumps out to a lead.
And this man has been killing throughout this season and last season. He hasn't slowed down from one year to another. This man finds gaps. He finds his way to the end zone almost every single time you give him an opportunity. These defense got to watch out for this man. You can't just worry about Jeremy and Rico when they're on offense or all these other guys, Ruben. You got to worry about Brandon. I think he's one of the main guys that helps move the offense.
Yeah, I agree.
And when you don't when you don't pay attention to him, that's when you have problems when you're facing this offense. Brandon scores yet another touchdown.
Spaz is going to throw the wheel in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Second down, Spaz gets blitzed by Brandon and sacked by Stretch. Great play by Stretch. I love this dude's reach, his height. He makes the game difficult at ball giver. Makes a big play here. Generals don't get much more than that. They're going to end up having a punt. I think it's that big blitz and that sack by Stretch. Stretch is a very underrated ball giver, and he makes a great play here. Jeremy gets the ball. Remember, 7-zip Y.M.M. Jeremy throws a Mobb in the middle for a 10-yard gain. Third down, Jeremy throws to Javon in the gap for a decent gain. Last down, Jeremy gets blitzed by Tone, throws short to Mamba with nice blocking, runs for a nice gain, picking up the first down. Jeremy with a great throw here. Tone is blitzing. I'm not worrying about Tone's blitz. And that is a great play by Jeremy to pick up the first down. Jeremy on forward rush throws deep to Ruben in the middle, who's going to fall, and the ball's going to get picked off by Prodigy, giving it back to Generals. Great play by Prodigy.
And you've been talking about where's Prodigy?
Yep.
Why hasn't he stepped up? He's able to step up to this pass and pick it off. So he's answering the call right here. They needed this play because if Y.M.M. would have scored in this drive, they would have been in trouble. Unfortunately for Ruben, he falls. I think that he was open, he had a step, but it's unfortunate he loses balance, and Prodigy takes advantage of the interception.
Spaz throws a Tone on the sideline for a nice gain. Spaz throws a Tone again on the sideline. Decent gain, picking up the first down. Third down, Spaz gets blitzed by Josh, throws to Izzy in the middle, who runs for the decent gain. But the Generals get stopped short of the end zone, turnover on down. Y.M.M. is going to get the ball. They're going to end up punting and giving it back to Generals. Spaz throws a Los in the middle. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Spaz throws the Preacher on the sideline for a decent gain. Last down, Spaz throws a shot in the gap, but it's going to be short of the end zone, turnover on downs. That's twice Generals had the ball. 3 times in all, and they couldn't score.
And the thing about it is that, like I said before, Y.M.M. is letting them get the yardage that they wanted, that they're getting right now. Y.M.M. is allowing them to get that. As long as they don't get that close to the end zone, they're able to stop them. Spaz has to stretch the field out. He has to find a way to get downfield because they're daring him to drive down the field, giving them that little yardage. And as long as they just take that and accept that, they're not going to score.
Y.M.M. can't score before half, and we're going to go on a halftime 7-0. Y.M.M.'s up. If I'm Generals, listen, at the end of the day, they're daring Spaz to throw deep. And then, I heard what you said, but you got to pick which one you want. We criticized Spaz last season, the year before last, for his turnovers. Last season, he limited his turnovers, and he made the all-star team. This year, he is more aware of making forced throws, so he's not throwing the ball. But who are you worrying about getting open downfield? Who is Spaz's go-to receiver downfield? He doesn't have one. Shy is a guy who's inconsistent. One time he plays hard, next time he disappears. Prodigy is the same way. So Y.M.M. is daring him to throw deep because they don't have anybody that they're scared of, which is why Spaz is not moving the ball. He's getting close to the end zone, but he's not scoring. They need another playmaker to step up and help your quarterback out. Spaz is not throwing turnovers anymore. He's only taking what the defense give him. If the defense is giving him certain things, his offense has to help him make those plays, and they didn't help him the whole first half.
And Y.M.M. right now, even though they're only winning 7-0, they're doing their job on defense. So I'm not necessarily worried. we're forcing Spaz to step up and make something happen, which is not happening. So we're confident that even though we only scored 7 in the first half, we know that we're gonna get more points in the second. As long as we're keeping to this strategy and holding them on defense, keeping them from getting into the end zone, I think that we'll be just fine.
Third down near the 50-yard line. Spaz throws to Los on the sideline, who runs for a nice gain, picking up the first down. Nobody's guarding the sideline. Great play by Los. Third down, Spaz throws to Preacher in the gap. Brown just misses the knockdown. Preacher makes the catch, runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Will gets the extra point, 7-7. I like Preacher. They need Preacher here. Preacher is a game player, a game breaker. When he has the opportunity, he can make plays on both sides of the ball. He just doesn't have a lot of opportunities, but he makes a great play here to score. Brown just misses the knockdown, but that means the throw was even better by Spaz, 7-7.
And that's exactly what I was going to mention. This was a laser throw by Spaz. Brown saw it coming. He's not able to react in time. He gets there just late, right to Preacher. He sees him opening the gaps, and he knows Preacher's fast enough to make it through the seams and score a touchdown. Finally, they getting back into the game. They respond. Now they just got to hold on defense.
Jeremy on forward with blocking from Josh, runs for a decent gain to pick up the first down. Second down, Jeremy throws to Brandon in the gap to the 10-yard line. 4th and goal, Jeremy finds Brandon in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. 13-7, Y.M.M jumps back to the lead.
And yet again, we hear Brandon's name. Driving down the field, getting into the end zone and scoring. These guys can't stop Brandon.
No.
Brandon's a person that gets lost in defense. He's not the tallest guy on the team, and I think that he uses that to his advantage. He gets into the gaps. By the time you find Brandon, it's already too late. Jeremy finds him, and that's another touchdown for Y.M.M.
He just beat you earlier for a touchdown in the end zone, and then he beat you for the extra point. You got to find out where he's at. They don't do it here, and he's able to find the corner, and Jeremy finds him. Spaz with 4 short passes for a nice game, picking up the first down. Spaz is going to throw 2 more passes for a few more yards. Last down, Spaz throws a shot on the sideline, but it stops short of the end zone, turnover on down. That is the 3rd time he stopped short of the end zone. And what does that mean? Well, I'm explaining that. You'll be coming up short because they're giving you the short. They're daring you to do something bigger. They need another playmaker to make some plays and help Spaz out. They don't have it here, and they're stopped again.
Like you said, eventually when you're taking what they give you, you're not gonna get much of what you want. So you gotta you gotta find a way to spread the field. It seems like Spaz doesn't have anybody to stretch the field at this point. Shaw's not here, at least not, in terms of performance-wise. He's not finding ways through the defense. Prodigy's not finding ways through the defense. They were successful once with Preacher, but I don't think that's enough. Somebody has to step up and help out.
Second down, Jeremy throws to Brown, cutting in the gap, who runs for a good game. Shaw misses the tag. Brown runs all the way to the 10-yard line, first down. You can't miss this tag if you're Shaw. You're down, and you can't afford to give Y.M.M big plays, and they do here. Jeremy with 2 passes for a short game. Third down, Jeremy throws to Josh, who gets tagged for a loss. Great defensive stand by them. 4th down, Jeremy throws to Brandon, who gets right past Shaw in front of the end zone for the touchdown. 19-7, Y.M.M takes a commanding lead.
And Brandon is pretty much killing them all by himself. Every single score that Y.M.M has was to Brandon. And this was a great throw by Jeremy. Shaw was right there. He wasn't ready to react to it. That's the way to catch a defender sleeping. By the time Shaw was able to react, it's already a touchdown pass. So that is a terrific throw by Jeremy.
Shaw got to make that play. He's a reigning defensive player of the year.
Not the way he played just now.
And the Y.M.M backup quarterback threw a pass right to you, to a guy who already scored. Ready for this? 13 points on him. Because he got both touchdowns and the extra point. So this man already scored 13 points on you. And he goes at you again, daring you to stop it. And as the defensive player of the year, you're supposed to stop it, and he doesn't.
But can I ask a question? How many teams can say that they were able to really stop Brandon this season? How many? I don't think that there's...
That is redundant. That is irrelevant.
Irrelevant?
That is irrelevant. That is
what?
all that combined into one. It doesn't matter what he did to other teams. Generals are not other teams. You stop it. He's done it twice, and he did it again against your best player. Not a good look. Spaz throws a low in the middle, low and almost picked off by Brown. Generals are not able to score before the time runs out. End of the game, 19-7. Y.M.M. comes away with the win, and now they're 3-1.
Give Brandon the game ball.
Got to.
Pretty much he's did whatever he wanted to on that field. And the funny thing is, he's not even one of their most dominant players on their offense. So to the stuff that he was able to do in this game against the Generals is ridiculous. That shows how bad the Generals played defense in this game. They made a couple of plays. I think Ruben falls, Prodigy makes an interception. But other than that, I didn't really see much from the Generals' defense, and their offense, I think, did even worse because they played into Y.M.M's hands every single time they came on the field. Almost every drive was they get up short of the end zone and they end up turning over the ball. Sometimes I'm sure that they was just trying to pin them, but other times they just couldn't reach the end zone. Regardless of the situation, they couldn't score, and that's why they lost in this game.
This is a good bounce back game for Y.M.M. Your starting quarterback was not here, and you were still able to win this game. The Generals are a decent team. This team bumped them in the playoffs some years back. So let's not just say they're terrible. They need their coach. Generals need their coach. They need a leader. This team is lost right now, and that's why I think Julio left. No Cecil. Cecil wasn't here.
Yeah.
So Cecil's their next best player after Shaw. So once this team comes together, I think they can win some games. We've seen them bump the Browns last year in a wild card game. But they got to get together. Spaz got to be the only voice, and they got to go. They got to move from here. I mean, this team is 0-3. But like you said, they had the hard. They play IOD, they played the Browns, and they play Y.M.M. Those are the toughest teams in that division. Then they didn't even play 99 Problems yet. Mm-hmm. So those are tough teams in that division, but they still got to play the Rebels.
Yes.
So it's a lot of tough teams, but they got to get it moving now. Now is the time to say, all right, Julio left. This is what we got. We're going to play and do what we got to do because there's nothing else they could do about it now.
And that's pretty much it. There's not much I could say about Y.M.M. Yes, they bounced back in this game, but I can't necessarily say it's a bounce back because they made a few mistakes in the last game, and that's why they lost. I think that they're just staying the course. They were able to, get through this game. They're just moving forward. As long as their guys are here and they play together, I think that they'll be just fine. That last, that last loss of 99 was just a hiccup, and they're not looking to give up on any more of those again.
We're going to wrap this one up. Y.M.M. coming away with the win, 19-7 over the Generals. We'll be right back.